I want to tell you about possibly the best tech tool I've come across all year. This tool aggregates version history from assigned Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and drawings and spits out a visual timeline of student engagement. It allows you to see how much time a student has spent working on the assignment, when they made the changes within the assignment, and when they copied and pasted something from another source or document. It even lets you see each student's work in the doc as a contributor, so you can easily keep track of group work, or when a student adds an unassigned editor, so you can tell when someone other than the student may have worked in the doc. This tool is called Classwork Zoom, and it lets you see at a glance which assignments or students may need a closer look or intervention. And the best part is that it integrates with Google Classroom, so you can pull and analyze data with just a few clicks. Ready to get started? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to the Chrome Web Store and type in Classwork Zoom. That'll take you to this page. You'll click Add to Chrome. Make sure you're signed in with the account you use for your Google Classroom, and you are ready to start. Now that you have the tool, you have to find it up on the toolbar. It looks like a mini version of the visualized timeline. You can scroll over it too, so it says Classwork Zoom for Google Classroom. You'll click that and it'll take you into the extension. And from here, you want to work on the top to build out your classes from Google Classroom. It's integrating with your Google account, so of course, make sure you're logged in to your whatever account you use with your Google Classroom. Here, I can drop down into my classes. I want to choose a history class. What it's doing now is populating my students. I have 23 students in the class. I'm going to protect their privacy by not clicking down on that menu, but I could and just select one student if I just want to see that student's work, or I can click all 23 and I can look at their assignments. This was an in-class assignment we did, and I want to see how they did on it in class. So I'll select that. I could also select a number of assignments. Go to Build Timeline. Now what it's doing is it's going through the version history of each student's doc and aggregating that data for me. Now, we worked on this assignment in class on Wednesday, September 16th, and what I can see is that each student worked on this in class. This student worked for 12 minutes in that block, this student worked for 26 minutes in that block, this student for 42, and so on. So what this lets me see is who needs a quick check-in. Well, this student only worked 12 minutes, so I need to see what's going on with them, right? This student didn't work at all in the block. I need to see, were they absent, what's going on with them, were they stuck? It lets me look really quickly to see who needs some help. I can also see a student who didn't work much during class. I can check out later. These arrows here let me see where they worked on this later on for homework or in a different class or something like that. I can see all the times the student worked on this. I can see in aggregate this student worked on their doc for 45 minutes. They did 26 minutes in this block during class, and then I can click this arrow over here to see that he did the rest of it Friday morning in the class period that we were together on Friday. So I can see exactly when they did the work. Now, you're going to see these red lines, and what these red lines show me is a time that they may have copied and pasted in the doc. It could also be when they use Command F, so definitely look into it. It doesn't necessarily mean copy and paste. It's a little bit of a red flag though, and I can hover over this and see what this person copied and pasted. Now, this particular assignment that they worked on was moving from an outline to a script, so it's okay if they copied and pasted from themselves. But if this was a research paper, that would, for me, be a red flag that I need to go in and do a deeper plagiarism check on this student. So again, a really cool way to use this is to pull up an in-class assignment and at a glance see, hey, who's working and who's not working. Another really cool thing I can do with this that I like is I can pull up one student. Let's say I'm worried about a student and their engagement in their work. I can pull up several assignments from them and see how much time in aggregate they've spent on the assignment and when they've spent time on this assignment. So this student's spending a lot of time on bigger assignments and during class, so I'm not so concerned about them. What I found before, though, is I've gotten a parent maybe saying, my student is spending a lot of time on on homework and I think the teachers are assigning too much work, and I go back into this tool and see, well, that student didn't work at all during class. So of course they have homework. And now the conversation with the student isn't, let's talk about your homework load. It's more, why haven't you been working during class? What's going on for you then? Another great thing I love about this tool is that it shows you how much time students have spent in a particular assignment. And this is particularly useful in distance learning when I might have students working collaboratively in breakout rooms. And when I visit the breakout room, they're all engaged. But when I leave the breakout room to go somewhere else, I don't know what they're doing. So this particular assignment was actually one students did collaboratively in breakout groups, but they each filled in their own slideshow. And I can see that this student only spent 1 second on this assignment. All I have to do is click the title here, and it takes me straight to their assigned slideshow. And I can see that this student didn't type anything in on their slideshow. So even though they appeared engaged in class, I can see they didn't actually do any work, and I can then change their grade accordingly for participation for that day and have a conversation with the student about what was going on for them, why they made that choice, and how they can keep themselves from making that choice in the future. So what this tool does is it lets me really quickly see who's doing fine, who should I check in with, who's going to need what kind of conversation. Great tool. I'm sure there's way more we can do with it that I haven't quite unlocked yet. I'll keep you updated. Let me know if you have any questions. I really hope this is useful for you.